Welcome to SGL Spiritual Guide and Light. So, I hope that you are enjoying this podcast this far, but moving forward, so the channel message that I received, literally, it ran. Like, I had it and then it ran, and that's the first ever that has happened to me. Normally, when I channel, it either just disappears, vanishes, but when it runs, I've never experienced that before, where you're able to identify the actual channel and grab onto it and it runs. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming now is not the time for being aware of something. Now is not the time for and this is a general reading. Now is not the time to be able to identify. So yeah, it was right there, and then I was like, okay, there's no need for me to pre-record a message for the listener, because I'm reflecting on what it was that just took place. Normally when I channel, I try to 99.9% of the time I go ahead and I do your readings then and then upload them. All right. I rarely, I tried it and it worked, but some messages that were supposed to have been released onto you, they were delayed, and I really feel like that's why. And I'm not the only one who has done this or done this. Only reason why I've done this is because the orchestration of it, okay, made sense. Not only it allowed more time and space to be able to create and to be able to have this free will to make choices in a way that, satisfy itself, but to describe that's what it was. I was going to do an entrepreneur reading because it was an entrepreneur reading. So this is a general entrepreneur reading, all right? And I don't want to call it entrepreneur. I want to call it preneurs. The reason why I want to call this preneurs, and we're going to see how this goes, is because some of you are socialpreneurs, some of you are entrepreneurs, some of you are marketing preneurs. So, there's so many different types of preneurs, okay? All targeting the same thing as a collective. But the industry, okay? Someone is realizing that it's hard to let go of a wonderful idea, right? And it's not that one of those ideas where it's like, no, we'll just, put this aside and, it's ahead of its time idea. So no, not an idea that's ahead of its time where, it's pretty obvious that it will be lucrative, but not currently. It's not one of those ideas. It's one of those ideas, and it's just like, yes, it's a good idea, but this idea is not for you. Even if, this idea is something that has to be organically created from someone else. And the idea that you come up with, like, no one can do it but you, and there is no support. So there is, again, August, a lot of dark night of the souls here, rising up out of the ashes like a phoenix. And some of us are selling ourselves shorts by finding the silver lining, just a short-term quick fix. And when it's quick fixes, there's going to eventually be the wear and tear. You are aware of that, okay? But it's a unexpected, like, kaboom. It's kind of like, God damn it, I knew this was going to occur at some point. Some of it's, short attention span, and finally really just you're removing heart matter, right? It's like, listener, it doesn't matter anymore. And I truly feel like that's not just an interpersonal warfare. It's more so your projections of needing to be comfortable at all times. Like, you're not good at not being comfortable, because when you're not comfortable, sometimes you latch on to that not comfortable and you don't know how to let go, right? For some of you, it has nothing to do with not letting go. It has to do with quick to be able to adapt to new things, okay? And that can cause some enviness or not so, or it can cause the behaviors of others who truly are inspired by you, but because they haven't developed their own advocate motor skill to have them be at a state where you're at, where it's like, fucking bitch, right? Or, not too much rebel for some of you. It's just more so like, wow, I can do that too, right? Type energy, but you're not. And so it causes a behavior of adults, right? To practice recruiting, okay? Recruiting of speaking of false bad deeds, speaking of false characters, to create a character of your own shadow self, if that makes sense. Moving forward, okay, but I just wanted to give you FYI, I now have, my mind have settled into being open to originally what this your reading was, and there it goes again. It left again. It wasn't even an entrepreneur. It's not supposed to be an entrepreneur reading. Your reading was actually supposed to be challenges and obstacles, and what tools that you would need to utilize, to get through. And overall, I'm like, okay, let me pick it up a little bit. Let me pick it up. If you guys need to take a break, do so. Go get some water. Some of you are not popcorn eaters because of the kernels. I don't know. Make some hot tea, put some mint in it. That definitely sounds really good. I would definitely enjoy some hot water with a teaspoon of raw honey right about now, as my allergies is kicking me in my nasal pathway. Oh my goodness. Anywho, hopefully the electrolytes will help me to have more clarity, because I'm telling you, my nasal passage is it has some blockages, as you can hear. If you have any suggestions, hit that message button. What are some good ideas to um, to to clear, you know, sinuses. Okay, I am in California and the air is bad, so that is one of the main. That's pretty much the reason why I have this issue. So yeah, we are, and I really feel like a prick. I do, and it's in a good feisty way, like, and the reason why, and it's more so have fun, be humor, and that's very difficult for me to do. Sometimes I'm just not willing, because I have to get a message out, and 99% of the time, especially for those of you who are here who are also readers, I really appreciate you taking the time out, because we learn from each other. So, with that being stated, and some of you are not even, might not be readers, but you have experience in the intellectual, and it pertains to I would be so silly to say quantum. I would be very silly, right? I want to say the I'll just say this: once a student is open to then expanding the vocabulary, and I'm not saying going in deep into nouns and pronouns and verbs and adjectives and synonyms and antonyms, and really sticking to the core of each subject or each message. I'm wanting to say, for those of you who are in the practice of just spiritual, okay, and when you are then now coming into the world of the terminologies within the spiritual intellect, I want to say singular groups, because many come in as individuals and some comes in as groups, but then as a collective. I don't know how to really describe each connection, but it definitely describes earth, air, fire, and water. Did I say air? Yeah, earth, air, fire, and water. All right. Moving forward, let's go ahead. Since I did say I was going to make this an entrepreneur reading, let's stick to it, and I will make available So, yeah, I'm going to do the entrepreneur reading because that's what it was. But initially, I just want you to know that I was going to discuss with the collective about challenges, obstacles, or what tools we need to utilize. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I'm just going to do this reading as a continued general reading, okay? And then pull some cards to see what messages come out. Preneurs. Aspiring preneurs, I don't know, what it is you want to do or what your inspiration. Definitely can answer the questions. What kind of preneur are you? I'm definitely going to put that in as a poll. So I want to go ahead and get started. I don't even have my cards out yet. I'm just kind of just talking with you, listener. Some people question, like SGL, like, how do you know when you need to do, how do you know when a reading is a collective reading, or how do you know when it's supposed to be a general reading? That's a one self experience. Like everyone will have a similar experience, and that similar experience is being able to know when to know when it's a collective or a general reading. Everyone's experience is different, so it's like I'm very sacred, and so the things that are supposed to be kept sacred, I keep secret. And it's not a secret of like, I won't tell, you won't tell, no. Or I can keep a secret, you can keep a secret, no. This is a sacred promise. And most people promise but can't keep a promise. So yeah. I had to tap back in. I was like, I am not ready to do your spread, listener. And it's not me being difficult or anything like that. It's like, am I the only one, who, I rarely have these moments of bursts of happiness where it's like, where did you come from? Like, happiness, I want you to be here and I want you to stay and don't leave me type feeling. And it's more so like, I don't want to do anything type energy, because I want to grab on to happiness and I want to make sure happiness doesn't run away again. Entrepreneur, contractor, freelancer, coach, mentor, preneur, conversationalist, social. No, I'm not being funny. I'm trying to open up my throat. I need something hot. Hey, all inquiries, email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. I tell you, I'm at the point of entrepreneurship. Literally, do I care? A minimalist preneur. I mean, preneur. When I started entrepreneur readings, I was like, are people going to receive my messages that are being channeled? And it's like, let me tell you, there are some of you may be laughing now, but you wasn't laughing then, where you really felt that being a reader was going to just be the answer of changing your life. No, it's more of your own self-investment, of being available to serve others, of knowing that it's not a guarantee of compensation. This is another form of church. A meeting, a meet and greet, a convention, a session. All right. And it has nothing to do with returning. It has to do with support. Supporting people of your interests. And I'm not talking about compensation. Not right now, I'm not. We'll see if the cards does. But when I'm saying support, it's like when we are open to absorbing information, obtaining similar, our information that passes a key to you to be able to go into depth and stretching what it is that you already know. But what you already know is a collective of information that we all uphold, but we all converse with each other intellectually, and we pass on these passages or these keys, right? This reading may not open up a doorway or a window or an idea for some of you, because some of you are not in that space. And that space could be right on time, it could be a little behind, and some it's just way ahead of the game. And you guys know how I am pertaining to games. I don't teach people to play the game. Alright. And it has nothing to do with control. For some of you who automatically just say control, there is some shadow work that needs to be done, because that's where it falls under the dark shadow of power. Okay. That means you don't know what your shadow self is capable of. And most are what we would hear in common, of those who are quick to say what they would not do. That shadow self challenges your higher self, knowing that it would win because you've already said something that you wouldn't do. There's only a few of you who are actually you have mastered the trainery of commanding flesh to be still. Okay? Because you can fast and still have no control over your flesh. You've only mastered of your practice, or the way you feel is suitable when it comes to fasting. Where is this going? We're talking about support here. The self-investment. Okay. But yeah, we will see if anything pertaining to the money bag. Because that's what, it is. It is definitely the money bag, And everyone's money bag looks different, feels different, it's experiencing different when it comes to the money bag. So, with that being stated, what is the dinero? Entrepreneurs, I'm so excited. As you can see, my sinuses are starting to get a little clearer. It feels like. If you have not yet checked out the YT, make sure you go over there and go check that out. It's a fun place, a safe place, a safe space. Okay. For some of you, you may feel a sense of heaviness in some of your readings because your shadow self is is basically saying no. No, it's like you are your higher self is taking up the space of shadow where shadow has no existence when you are in that space. So there is a sense of not being balanced within, okay? And preneurs, okay? This responsibility of being a preneur, what kind or type of preneur that you are, you fill in the blank, all right? I don't know. Some of you are trying to figure it out. And some of you are trying to figure out what type of preneur you are. And that's, good. Some of you are a jack of many trades. All right? Some of you feel like, you want to do other things. And you can do that. But just know it's overwhelming if you don't have all the resources. For some of you, you like not having resources and you like being gifted what lacks. That's your adventure in life. And it's exciting. Hey, I would love to experience that instead of focusing on what the lack is or working harder and not smarter. Okay? Because I can tell you, I've manifested a lifestyle to where I should not have any excuse, but because there's a lot of traumas, I can admit, I'm not perfect, but I make sure that I when I have those gaps, that's because I'm doing internal work, or I'm literally working double time in the way that I like to work, okay? But anywho, yeah, I haven't even got out the park yet. I'm just taking my time. For some of you, hey, you can fast forward if you choose, or you can hang out with me. You can chill with me. Something that it's really hard for me to do is chill. I find it very difficult for me to chill. And one thing that I knew coming into this entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur, meaning like I have more than one hobby, okay? And sometimes I get overwhelmed just by thinking about all the hobbies that I have. And there's hobbies that I have, right, that I haven't been practicing the way that I know that I should. So you aspiring preneurs don't give up, right? There is a such thing as starting something, and it's not because you didn't finish it. It's because you're not interested. And if you can honestly say that you're not interested, make peace with that. Why torture yourself? Okay? That makes a person bitter. When you're torturing yourself to do something that you no longer can tolerate. Especially it's unbearable when you're having to tolerate something just to make ends meet. Now, like I said, I'm in a position to where, life is good and life is getting better. And it's like, I know that I probably may not show it because I don't know how to show it. And why wouldn't spiritual guiding light know how to show it is because I'm in the journey of embracing affection in the most sacred way, in the most healthiest, cleanest, and purest, but only for me to be able to really tap into have a relationship with this type of intimacy, spiritually, intellectually. It's like I have to do the work, and that's where I am, listener. All right, like I want to tell you, do not give up. Okay, like listen to me when I say you gotta push through, and today you may not be able to, but the effort. And then once you get in the habit of those small efforts, then make it a priority to break those small efforts and actually making a full step. And once you get that full step, celebrate. Don't just go jump overboard and celebrate, and then you try to go 4 more steps. And then you recycle back into feeling like you've wasted time. But in all reality, you're right on time. Okay? Your rhythm is connected, but until you accept your rhythm, and I have to stop there. But yeah, let me go ahead and start pulling out the money back. It's about building a relationship with self, which is a difficult thing when you don't know how. If you are a person who really doesn't know how to build relationships, or don't know how to obtain or to have a relationship and build off of that relationship, don't think that you're the only one that is experiencing that or going through that. But yeah, I am like literally so over. I am so over. I'm so over. Thinking that I'm a corny person. Like, I'll be quick to be like, oh, I am corny, or I feel like I'm being perceived as being corny, and I'm like, no, I'm not corny. I am an awesome person. I have an awesome personality. Sometimes my personality is so laid back, or I myself want to slap myself, and I'm like, get up. Do something with your life. It's just more so back in the days, feeling like the things that I wanted to personally do for myself, and not just because of being a mother. It's like I never let go of my childhood dreams. And then being a mother, then it becomes to what can I do? Which is the question that everyone experiences when it comes to parenting or being a guardian, okay? And I'm talking to those who never have access to the means to truly be able to allow your children to enjoy the quality of life. Okay. Because I'm so over the struggle. Come on now. I'm just so over it. Like, I'm like, that's not the route I'm talking about, okay? Because a lot of you have good credit, and there's a lot of people who don't have good credit. It's because they weren't educated, okay? And they were not educated. So that's why life can also be a burden, okay? Some take full responsibilities, but for those who are not aware, and it's difficult, understand that your preneurship is definitely going to take off when it's supposed to. You know I'm not the only one that can vouch. When we get those sprouts that take off, it's always when we least expect. When we truly released any form of blockage, whether that's consists of thinking of the lack thereof, or worry, stress, normal things. Yes, normal things that are normal to you, what makes you comfortable, what allows you to be you, and enjoyment and enjoy. Preneurship can cause a person to lose their smiles and joy and happiness. I really want to get a good shuffle with your money bag deck. The money used to look green. It done wore off a little bit. Well, maybe that's just how I'm looking at it. But some of you want to, start creating your own products, and you're like, how do I do this? How do I do this? I'm getting builds the community. Don't worry about the product. You are the product. What the service is the product. Okay? That will come. It will come. And for some of you, it's coming in the form of sponsorships. It's coming in the form of endorsement. Okay? So it's like the product that you're trying to do now, create those blueprints. No one's saying don't create it, but it's work smarter, not harder. Okay? Again, all inquiries, email spiritualguideandlight@gmail.com. I am a spiritual advisor. Okay, I am a motivational speaker. I'm an inspirationalist. Okay. I do consider myself an artist. Alright. More so a musician. So let's go ahead and see what cards come out to listen at. This is a general Preneur reading, which is the FYI. Alright, some of y'all could be going to the casino. Someone's gambling. Why are you gambling? Let me know. Why are you gambling? Yeah, someone's gambling. Someone's last name could be Gamble too. Just a FYI. We have SEO at the bottom of the deck, working your way up to the top. And it simply says this: your popularity is growing. Okay, for some of you, you need to list yourself in directories. All right, be mindful. If you're a private individual, okay? Especially for those of you who have LLCs, okay? Don't put your resident address for some, don't do that. Be mindful of the information of what it is, okay? Because some of y'all is doing business for pleasure here, and you are not at the breaking point, but you guys are about to separate here. Meaning you're about to free yourself, okay? But I don't know if you're gonna be able to free yourself from a crazy motherfucker. I just had to say it that way because that's a crazy person. That energy. This is a person that you can call the police and that person ain't going no so why. For real, this is that kind of person that will come up to your job, okay? This person don't play around. Anywho, splitting your deck up, right? On the left here, we have just do it. Your ego is making you procrastinate. Wasn't I just talking about that? Procrastination? All right, some of you guys are going to have to rewind this pre-recording. Get your pen, your notes, for those of you who are taking your preneurship seriously. Someone thinks someone is acting. Like, someone gets stopped right in the act. Like, this is giving me the energy of someone's intention is stopped. So yeah, like someone gets stopped in the act here. This could be like, it's like someone's gonna be like, "Oh, you stole my idea," and they don't want people to know that you did something by yourself. Because on the right hand side we have share examples of your work. This is putting yourself out there. If you have digital work, it's getting that out there and letting it be known. All right. For some of you, remember I was telling you about the product in here? But I was telling you to hold off, still do your notes and stuff. Hold off. Because I told you sponsorships and endorsements were coming in. It's like people sending you products and then you send it back to them in digital format. Yeah, because just do it is followed by business card with business plan. So for some of you preneurs, stop focusing on the business plan and just do it. You're going to learn through trial and error. Okay, now it's time to organize your contacts. Get rid of old so you can make room for the new. So, yeah. So, all you need is your backpack, your notebook, and your phone. It's time to get shit in order. Yeah, you're going to have to do it yourself, but you're going to have this mindset and this confidence. And you're going to have to budget in a way where it's like, yeah, you're going to have to live below your means if you're living above your means. If you're living above your means, you need to live below your means, okay? You don't act like you can afford things because it's going to create more bills. Just have fun. And the risk that you're taking is letting go. Advertise, and then we have advertising with market research and storytelling. It's telling you what to do, ma'am. Goodness gracious. You have full permission to surf the web, visit a library, or go to an event. Here. I'm telling you, people are going to, you are going to laugh. This humor here, it's in a good way. It has nothing to do with sinister or putting something in someone's face. You have found, you're getting ready to find out your secret antidote. And people want to know what it is with the storytelling. Stories can be healing, create transparency, and market a product. So what are you going to do, listener? Are you ready to get down? What are you going to do, listener? This feels like someone is just at a crossroads, and no, it's just you're not doing anything. A call of action in reverse. Believe me, I can relate to you, listener. Okay, and this is a general read, not a collective Preneur's reading. We have love and joy. What makes your heart sing? That's what you need. You need to allow your heart to sing again. That's what you need. We all need it. So let's go ahead and continue. I'm getting that once you realize the wants and needs, you upgrade. You upgrade the way you convey. All right. So let's see what other additional messages come out. Because normally I allow the energies to pull the cards, and this time I split the deck. I've never done that before. So let's see what other additional messages come out for you, Preneur. Some of you are finding out what social actually is. For the most part, some of you are realizing what socialism is. Let me look it up for you. Because when I say socialism, it's the practice of keeping a person busy, and you're adventuring of learning things, but you're doing that with the connection with people. It's in a form of communication, but let's confirm this, because, when I be like, what did I say, socialism? Social. All right, socialism. Look at me, way off. Is a political and economic theory of a social organization which advocates a means of productivity, distribution, and exchange should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. All right. Controlled by the state or the government. So what I was talking about was dealing with people, with communication. Yeah, I'm not even close to like communism either. That was all political. Some of you are political. But what's funny is the way that I explained socialism, that was for someone, but that's not what socialism is. All right. Let's go ahead and pull other messages. See, when I don't know that I don't know, I have to find out the answer. Definitely do. You got to start somewhere, like I said. All right. You got to build that confidence and open up your mouth for those of you who are speakers. You see how I was confident, but hey, when I don't mind being corrected. I don't mind critical criticism. And that's how you have to be. You have to understand. Some people feel like they've worked hard for their spots, right? Then earned their spots. And so when someone else comes on to the scene with the same drive and motivation, yeah, the game is on, right? Someone feels competitive, or someone feels threatened, right? Someone doesn't feel secure anymore. All right, what messages do you have for the listener pertaining to preneurship? Aquarius, if you was up in here, your reading is on its way. We have creativity, social media, and networking. What's significant? It has to do with communication. Okay? Not enough people know about you. Okay? So there's a way that you can go about this and make sure that you're in your most creative version of yourself, so that you don't have to worry about when you have those type of days where you don't really want to deal with people. Just truly show your authentic self at all times, so that when you have those days where you feel like it's a low, right, and you're not meeting the forecast when it comes to drive, by you being your authentic self when you network with people, for some of you, it's you recognizing a creative way that works for you to be able to be relatable to people. So it's kind of like you created a recipe that works for you. And there is a sense for you to keep it sacred at this time. For others of you, this networking is literally saying, truly be your authentic self. Okay? So that you don't have to worry about any tower moments. And the reason why this is beautiful is that's the challenge, is staying in your true state of your authentic self. Okay? We have social media here. That's where you're building your loyalty. That's where you need to share your knowledge. Some of you need to get in the habit of using hyperlinks, and you may be thinking that what you're posting, and if you're not telling people why or what the post is, no one will know. All right? Yeah, no one knows because you have photo shoot in reverse. Alright, there could be a sense of shyness. There could be a sense of, like I said, of feeling like there's a lack. Feeling like there's lack. Like for instance, okay, I can't listen to everything. I'm sensitive to certain things. And like, for instance, I know that some listeners are not going to be able to listen to readings that have extra noise in the background. For me, that extra noise, it's soothing, it calms me down. But some other people may not, they probably can't tolerate that, for quite some time. And so this channel may not be for that type of individual. So there is a sense of you accepting that things that you're trying to upgrade and the things that you know that you're working on, you don't have to go out of your way. The time will come where you're going to be able to upgrade of whatever area that you're working on. For some of you, you have to save. And for some of you, it's just you're testing the waters. You're gaining your experience here. You're investing in your brand, your name. All right? Don't be so caught up with, the image of like, don't get so like caught up of putting yourself down with the wearing one thing out of, I only wear one thing once. Get out of that. That's going to tear you apart. Okay? If you're able to do that, that's, you don't have a budget. So some of you, that's where you're trying to get to, of not being able to support other people. Okay? It's not about just, I can wear one piece and that's all I do, right? And then I donate it to someone else. This is a full circle of support here. So if you were thinking low vibrational, there is shadow energy within yourself that doesn't want you to grow. There is an aspect, or there is a routine that you are doing that's feeding that shadow energy. And that shadow energy is a comfortable place. And when you get in that moment of having drive to defeat that shadow place that you're feeding, this is the time where you should be capturing it so that people can see. All right? Some of you need to go back to your vision board, all right? And hold on to the vision. All right? So that is that. That is your Preneur readings. I used to call them entrepreneur readings. I'm concluding, so for those of you who are on a time schedule, what I love about the podcast is you can pause it and always come back. But overall, email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com for all inquiries, okay? If you want to become a dedicated supporter of the podcast, I would totally highly appreciate it. Your dedicated support of 99 cents, no more than $9.99 a month. There's no obligation. You can cancel at any time, okay? Especially if you ever feel like you've outgrown this channel, okay? Because believe me, I have subscriptions, okay? And it's time for me to get out with old and bring in some new. For those of you who are not ready to make a dedication to patronizing SGL, what you can do is you can also send, your gifts via CashApp. All right. For some of you, like, what are gifts? Your money contributions. Okay. So you can also do that in PayPal. All the information is in the description box. I hear certain readers say, I'm not asking for no money. No, I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for support. If you believe in what I'm doing, you think I'm doing a good job, you want to see my growth within my journey as a reader and motivational speaker, an inspirational influencer as well. I just want to say personally, thank you. This is definitely a journey, and I look forward to growing even more. I want you to grow more. This is your space as well, okay? It's an investment within yourself as an investment into this community, Spiritual Guide and Light. Hey, also, if you have not went to the YouTube YT, go over there. Get over there. You're missing so much. You got folders, okay? All 12 zodiac sign folders. We got some behind the scenes. We have money bags, readings. We have general collective readings. We have your next 72s. All right, there's a lot, but there has been changes. Just a little FYI. Majority of the monthly readings are going to be on the podcast. So hey, more is going to be delivered to you here on the podcast, and more specifically, we'll just be focusing on the next 72. And if you see any other additional readings, it's just because I was divinely guided to do those readings and release them to you. All readings on YouTube are live, so when you get that notification, it's live. All right. Uploaded videos will be uploaded on the podcast. So if you have Spotify, you're able to see those videos, okay? Because if I go back and listen to, I'm not seeing it because my application is Anchor. So some of you can download Anchor, but if you want to, if you want to see your spread, then you want to download Spotify. All right, I don't get any proceedings from Spotify from even saying this or anything like that. I want you to be able to use all the tools, all right, and I want you to utilize these tools, all right, and in the best way that you can, okay. So go over to YouTube, make sure you subscribe, so that you can be a part of the success of the growth of a new channel. I want you to be a part of it as well, okay? So don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle. This is your Preneur's reading, all right?